Hello to all my Facebook friends and family. It's lovely to see you all. It's the day before Christmas Eve and I've got some time to myself. I think we're all ready for Christmas. Family have come down to stay and everything's lovely. So I thought I'd work on this piece of mixed media art for my art journal. I'll show you that in a moment. So what I've done here is let me show you the journal first. So this is the book that I'm using, this big book, and in it dates back to the 1930s, but all the pages are mainly tissue. So this is the book I'm going to use for my artwork, mixed media art. And the pages are about approximately A4 size. Let's just measure them. Let's measure. They are 10.5 inches by 8.5. So what I've done, I just opened the book. I removed about 20 sheets of this because it's very fine tissue and I'm sure I'll be removing lots more. I've glued Mod Podge 6 or 7 together there, and the same on the other side here, Mod Podge 6 or 7. So this here is going to be my first page. So then with some of the pages that I'd torn out, I Mod Podged again about 6 or 7 together. Here they are. And what I did then is, if you look at my printing onto fabric video, which I will put a link to below, I printed a photograph that I'd taken up in Scotland on the Isle of Arran, and it was of this lovely rhododendron bush. So this is like a canvasy calico. I printed the rhododendron on, and then I don't know if you can see, let's have a look. Can you see the little face there? I printed a postcard. I found a postcard online in the public domain, printed it on top. I lovely that, because it's just like a little face peeping out. So I love that. In fact, it was Flickr that I found that on the public domain on Flickr. So then I watched a video for Laurie Marie Jenkins, and she put a zip in the page, which I thought, what a fab idea. Now the page she did was collaged and mixed media page, but whereas mine is fabric with a print of a photograph and a print of a postcard on top. So mine is fabric. It's printed on, it's stuck onto this, collaged onto this paper. Then I've sewn this zip in it, this vintage zip. Cost me 25p this zip. It's just gone a little bit wobbly there, my stitching, but I'm not too worried about that. So my zip measures 6 inches. It's a 6-inch vintage khaki coloured zip, 6 by 1 inch. So I stitched it on, and then I opened up the zip, and using my knife I cut a gap there. You can see that on the other side there. So what I'm going to do now is stick it, the first thing ever to be stuck into my lovely book. Let's see if I got all the book page on. Yes. So I'm just going to use my high tack tacky glue, very sticky high tack. I'm going to go, oh, it isn't neat around the edge, and I'm not bothered about that because I think that makes it look amazing. I'm going to put the high tack around the edge, all around the edge, because this is going to be an ace pocket. I'm not sure what I'm putting in the pocket yet. I have a couple of things in mind, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's just wipe that, put the lid back on, and ta-da, stick that in. That's the first page of my art journal. Yay! So there I've got a great pocket to go into. I'm just going to go around the edge with my bone folder, which I did put here yesterday. Here it is. I'm going to go round the edge to make sure that that glue is stuck down. Take that into there. Right, and then I've got these napkins. Well, it's half a napkin here, but this little face that's on there I actually thought looked similar to these fairy faces on this half a napkin. I was really fed up that I didn't have more of this napkin. I've obviously used it on something else. So I'm just going to peel the ply off, see if I can do it without having to use any sticky tape. Nope. Just get a little bit of sticky tape and just peel. There we go. Peel the back off. So that's 2 ply. Is it 2 or is there another ply? Let's have a see. Yeah, there's another. They usually are 3 ply. So then, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just tear these napkins. I will definitely want the faces. I mean, I have got my little, not that, some water in this little brush, and you can actually, to make it easy to tear, is just draw around with your brush on the water, and then that face will just tear easily out of there. In fact, let's do it. Let's do that for them all. I'm going to tear the whole little cherub out of there, I think. I've seen lots of artists, mixed media artists recently, putting like little white dots on their pages, and they use like a Sharpie, not a Sharpie pen, it's a Sharpie sort of paint pen. So I thought, oh, I can't, well, I'm going to have to go to Hobbycraft and buy a paint pen, and I'm really trying not to buy anything at the moment. One, because I've got quite a lot of stuff here, but 2, because we've got this cost of living crisis here in the UK. I'm not sure if you've got them in your parts of the world. I know Europe, we're struggling with what's happening in the Ukraine, and our power supplies I don't know how, but power supplies have forced up the price of food, and our fuel bills are phenomenal, our bank interest rates are phenomenal. So I'm trying not to spend, because I know that I have got enough things to use at home. So I was really thought, oh, I'm going to have to go and buy one of these Sharpie pens. Anyway, I don't have to do, because yesterday I just came up with a bright idea, which I'll show you in a moment or two. So, Mod Podge mats. So just to sort of soften the edges of this fabric, I just want to Mod Podge some of these faces on and take them, well, not just the faces, the napkin on, and take it sort of onto the fabric and onto the paper as well. Although that fabric colours just fit perfectly. My daughter's down, my daughter is a teacher. She's down from, and her husband are down from the northeast of England. They've come to stay for us for Christmas, which is lovely. But my daughter's sort of teacher lifelong friend, Amy, who is from the northeast, but Jessica met her in Bolton when Jess was to school in Bolton. And Amy now teaches, and her husband teaching Qatar. So they're having a catch up here, and they're talking about the World Cup because Amy and her husband managed to get to see some of the World Cup matches. They're talking about Qatar and living in Qatar. So it's really nice. So I've left them to it and told them I was coming making a video. And Amy said, "Ooh, what sort of video are you making, Sharon?" I said, not one of those type. So can you see how putting that edge on just sort of softens this edge? I mean, you might like this raw edge, which you do. Keep it. But I just wanted to soften it down a bit. So yeah, so Jessica and James are with Amy catching up on news of what's happening in the world and the world of teaching, and Amy's visit to the World, well, she saw nearly all the World Cup matches. Amy's trips to the World Cup matches. They're being very civilised, drinking tea on a Friday afternoon. Let's put this on. Let's just make that a bit thinner. So last night they arrived down from the northeast and we had a lovely, I think it was, I'm not sure which part of the world, and I can't even say what it was, but I think it was Middle East, and we had a lovely family meal last night. My son and his girlfriend are moving into their own, well, they're renting a house as from January, so that's another bird flying the nest. So that will leave my husband, me, my daughter who's a nurse, which, oh, hang on, I don't want that over the face. I'm going to put that one here. Yeah, my daughter is a nurse, so just the three of us rattling around. So then it's like, what do? Olivia's aiming to move out when she qualifies next September, so do we move out? Do we, buy a smaller house, or do we keep the family home? It's a big decision actually what to do. Oh, I love this. I love this effect. I love it how, with the face there. Ooh. Let's put this here. Oh, I'm just thinking now, I have to do a bit of drying. I bet I do, This Mod Podge shouldn't take long to dry, but I bet I do have to do some drying. I've got this little cherub here, little fairy cherub. Oh, I think this is a lovely page. Let me know what you think. I'm going to punch some holes. I'm just rusting up some... I'll do a video at some point on rusting, but I'm just rusting up some grommet things. So I'm going to punch and put the rusty grommets in so I can dangle some things from the bottom. I've just done a dangle with beads and an old ink pen nib. That looks really nice. Right, there we go. I like that. Can you see that? Do I need to bring it up closer? So what I'm going to do now is a very quick dry. So fast forward if you need to. I think this is going to be an ongoing long project. It's not something I'm going to be working on every day. I need to get my confidence up using this mixed media art. I do think that is a great page. I love that. I love the pocket. I could put something like this in it. Push that in. Smaller than that. Right, so what am I doing next? I am the proud owner of these. This is charcoal, natural charcoal. I love the sound. I got it on Etsy. No, I didn't. I got it on eBay. And I've seen Sagita using charcoal. So I thought, oh, let's give it a go. So what I'm going to do is just sort of go around some parts. Just to sort of like accentuate them. Yes, Sagita does a lot with charcoal. I like watching Sagita, do you? She's now got a new, she's Sagita Coffee Stains 2 on YouTube, because she's had a lot of issues with her YouTube channel. So she's trying to get all her followers to go to Sagita Coffee Stains 2. I'm just going to put a little bit, just some little patches. Ooh. If you don't like it, you can rub it off, blend it in. That's not quite dry there. Just gives that extra little bit of grungy appeal. Right, so back, let me just wipe my fingers. Back to my dilemma with buying the paint dotter, the Sharpie paint dotter paint pen. So I was having my nails done, like you do, and if you remember the other week, just get some of this. This is just white acrylic. Just going to put it on there. This is System 3 Original by Dale Aroney. I got this at Hobbycraft. I'll just put a bit on. I could put a bit too much there, but I can put it back after. So I was having my nails done yesterday, or the day before, and Catherine, who does my nails, was putting these little dots on, and she used these. Remember these? I put in one of my videos when I was doing the metallic cover for my fairy journal. I used this as like a sculpting tool because I'd seen Catherine at the nail salon use it as a sculpting tool, but then she used it to do my little white dots. So I thought, well, why don't I use this instead of buying a pen? Look at that, just does the trick. And these were literally £2.35 from Amazon, and they're for nail artists, and I'm just finding a multitude of uses for them. So I'm going to carry on doing that, but I'm not going to spend like the next 20 minutes on video just showing me doing white dots. So that's my page. Now, to seal that charcoal, you need hairspray. Just spray over with hairspray, and that's the charcoal sealed. So that shouldn't rub off now, and it smells nice too. So I hope you've liked my first page. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled with it. I'm so happy to have brought you on the journey with me. Like I say, I will be putting some grommets in, but they're just rusting at the moment because I want to put rusty grommets, then dangle some vintage bits and pieces. But all in all, I think that's lovely, and I will post on my Facebook channel, Be Divine Vintage, a picture of this completed, and I'll also put the video link as well for people to watch the video. So if you can see the picture on Be Divine and click to watch the video, or if you already watched the video on YouTube, you can have a look on Be Divine Vintage for the finished product. Okay, thank you so much. If I don't see you before, have a blessed Christmas.